Hi, my name is Titania. Welcome to the 5 Elements Challenge. Good for you for starting. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the 5 elements. If you are new to the 5 elements, they are 5,000 years old or even older, and they relate to everything in nature. The ancients knew that we were a part of nature, and so they realized that there were 5 elements, which are water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And we have each of these within us. And each of these relate to an emotion that we may be going through in stress. And when we are going through that emotion in stress, that element comes up strong within us, and then we react to our loved ones in possibly ways we don't want to react. So we have these 5 exercises that our mother created, Donna Eden. She created these exercises to help you balance your whole system in the 5 elements themselves. So it's wonderful to do them all in sequence or take one out and do them. And each day we are going to take you through these exercises, and it's a challenge, so we hope you do this with us. The first exercise I'm going to give you is blowing out the candle, and it relates to the water element. The water element is the emotion that comes up, is the place of fear. Fear so much that you don't want to move forward in life. That kind of fear. Or you're thinking of fearful things all the time. That means maybe you have a little bit more of water within you. Okay, so this is the exercise. This is a great exercise for calming your whole nervous system and even calming your vagus nerve, which is a really amazing organ that relates to every different kind of system within your body. And it's getting a lot of attention now, this vagus nerve. So it's a really good one. And I love it. I love this exercise so much. And what I like to do is cross my energies in this exercise. So you can be on your bed, you can be on a chair, you can be on a beautiful rock in nature like I am now. So I'm going to cross my ankles down below, and what I do is take my hands and I cross my hands here. And you can even be in the place of fear or depression. Sometimes with waters, they go deep in their own inner life and depression. So we are going to breathe in and pull our energies back. And then you're going to imagine like there is a candle in front of you, and you are going to blow out the candle. And just come into your own darkness. And then we're going to come back up again into the light of thinking of something hopeful. And that comes in even with this exercise. Even if you can't think of anything hopeful, breathe in, coming into the light. And when we blow out the candle again, we are going to bring in that light within our own being. Okay? We blow out. And once more, breathing in. And I want you to make that audible sound like wind coming through the caves with that whoo sound. It's really good for your whole energy to have that vibration going throughout your whole body, and it really moves the energy. Okay, once more, breathing in and whoo. You have even more light within you. Open it up and just come into that place of just trusting the universe that everything's going to be okay. All right, so we are going to move, and I'm going to come over to a different place in the forest so I can take you through the next element. All right, here I am. I'm standing up, but you don't need to stand up for any of these exercises. If you are in bed and you can't move, just really create it for your own movements, okay? Yes, so the next element is wood element. And the wood element is connected to the emotion of anger. Anger at the world, anger for yourself. It goes both ways sometimes. So it's all about anger. So if you're somebody who goes around and just is angry and frustrated at the world, you may have a little bit of this element within you. The exercise that our mother created is blowing out the venom. So we are going to rub our hands together, and you're going to stand, if you are standing in a real balanced place, rub your energies, and this just helps you gather those energies and get ready for this exercise. And then shake them out and then place them on your thighs. Our mother always says that it is all about coming back to base, coming back to really ground your energies down into the earth. You are standing tall like a tree, all right? Because it is about wood, standing tall like a tree and imagining those roots going down. We're going to imagine something that we're just really frustrated in our life about. We're going to bring up our arms and we're going to catch hold of it up at the top above our head. And we are so angry and so frustrated, we have to let it go, or else it will build up in our body and cause more problems. So we're going to bring it down with the sound of shh, all the way down, and open it up again. Take all that anger that you have and release it down into the ground. One more time, up. And this time we're going to do it nice and deliberate and slow. I like to get the last bit of poison out, because if that poison lives inside of you, then more illnesses can form in your organs. So we get it out. That was wood. And that's what it is all about, releasing that anger so it doesn't store inside of you. All right. The next element we are going to go on to is the element of fire. Fire element's emotion is the emotion of panic. It is that emotion that kind of bubbles up inside of us, fires. So I am a fire type, and we are in panic. We can't get things done. We are so overwhelmed by things coming at us in stress that it doesn't seem possible to figure things out. So we get really confused. It's like a monkey being really, really crazy. And sometimes we can lash out at others because we can't find our balance. This exercise, taking down the flame, helps us take down that flame that is burning on in our mind, that monkey mind that is going all over the place in panic, calms down the energies so that we can think again and we can relate to our loved ones in a much balanced place. All right? So let's rub our hands again. Shake them off. We're going to raise up our arms in both directions, all the way above our head, and we're going to connect our fingertips like a little temple, like a little temple. And we're going to let our breath out, bringing our hands down to the top of our head, which is the crown chakra. We are connecting up our chakras because in this place of fire energy, our chakras are not aligned. They are all over the place, so we are balancing them. Breathe in again while your hands are up at the crown chakra, and we're going to take them down to the in between your eyes at the third eye, which sometimes it is called. Breathe out. And the sound is HA. Breathing out. Let's breathe in again. And we're going to skip the throat chakra and come down to the heart chakra. We are already connecting up that throat chakra. There's too much energy there. It's all about communication. It is helping it calm down. Breathing in at the heart chakra and taking your hands to your belly button. And making a diamond here on our womb, shooting that energy down into the ground We're going to flatten our hands, letting our breath out with the ha, smoothing down your legs all the way down to the ground. And even you may even want to take your hands down on the ground there, and then we're going to, you can roll up like my mother sometimes do, or just zip it up and land on your heart chakra. And it feels so good. It always helps me calm down so I can come to a better place of really relating to my loved ones rather than being so crazed and possibly yelling at them. All right, so the next element we're coming to on the wheel, because the 5 elements are a wheel. The next element is the element of earth. The earth emotion is the emotion of worry. You may think of a mother, because the earth element is very much like the earth herself and like a mother. A mother is always worrying about her children, always worrying about the loved ones or her friends, what is happening, even her fur babies. That element of worry is constant in an earth element. They're constantly worrying about everything, worrying about the world even, worrying about everyone. Not so much themselves. They're not really worrying about themselves. And so what happens is they really say yes to all of their friends. They say yes to their children. They say yes to their spouse. And what they really need to do is come back to themselves and say yes to themselves, because they are sacrificing their own needs for everybody else. And that's where they get into trouble. So what you are going to do with these hands of love, you are going to put the right hand on your left side, which is covering your spleen organ, and the left hand over your elbow, right on top of your elbow. And you are just going to sway back and forth as if you are rocking a baby, and that baby is yourself. You are bringing self-love to yourself, knowing that you have enough energy for the world, but you need a lot more energy for yourself. And you want to take that sound of, I sometimes like the sound of just like a baby, calming a baby is shh. I know it's similar to the blowout sound, but this is a different way to bring that sound. Calm the worry, calm your anxiety. It just feels so good. And it's a really good practice for self-love for anybody who has the earth element. All right, our last exercise we are going to give to you is the exercise for metal element. And the metal element is the emotion that connects to grief. So this grief is almost in a metal, it's an underlying kind of grief. They don't show emotion on the outside, but inside there's a feeling, a little bit of loss, a little bit of grief for the world and what is happening in the world. Grief, sadness, it is just something that is almost underlying a metal's whole being, but they may not show it outwardly, but it's inside of them. And they're also always trying to find a little bit more joy, a little bit more happiness. And one of the things with metals is to just let go and step into the place of trust. That is a big part. So this exercise really does this. It also stretches your whole body. And so with stretch, which sometimes metal elements are also gravitating towards things like yoga, which is a great stretch. Well, the metal element needs this stretch because they can get so wrapped up in the grief that there is no solution for it, that they could just bring it on so much that they can't find any hope or joy after that. So this is called connecting heaven and earth. Take your hands, rub them together, breathe in and out. Let's take your hands and take them back to your roots. Okay, just to let you know and remind you, you can do this in your chair or in your bed. All right? Just imagining those roots in your legs going down into the earth. And now we're going to breathe in and take our hands into a prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart chakra. And we are going to breathe in again. And we're going to stretch one hand up to the sky or the heavens, one down to the earth, and really stretch in between the two. And I always like to say, we are standing in the middle of heaven and earth. And then we let our breath out and come down and come into that balanced place. Let's go up the other side, reaching up to the heavens, down to the earth. Remember the earth place as well, knowing that you stand in the middle of both in your world and bringing heaven and earth into the center of your being. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in and holding on to everything you hold dear, and then letting it out. Knowing there is a greater understanding and a greater plan for each of us. Let's move it up to the other side. Breathing in and knowing everything in our world, and then releasing it. And then opening it up and just releasing all of it down, all the way to the ground. Release, 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 trusting everything. Let's bring it up, roll up those energies, open it out, and just stand in your own greatness, knowing that there is a better plan, a universal plan that is not up to us. And you can just let it go, because everything works according to the whole universe. It is what it is supposed to be. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow, please stay tuned for another part of our family. It'll be either my sister or my mother to take you through this daily energy challenge of the 5 elements.